Welcome back to more essay explanation stuff. We are back with Echoes of Aincrad. So today we're just gonna go in depth with what we know so far. So let's just get straight into it. So the game is releasing on July 9th on console. For Steam, it's gonna be releasing a day after as well. So there are a lot of news here actually. This is, by the way, translated by Google's Translate. It might be a bit rocky, so it is a full dive MMORPG. Well, you know SAO. Come on, everybody knows. You yourself walk a beautiful and a dangerous virtual world journey. So this is where we basically create our own character. I'm sure you guys want that, right? Oh my god, so many. I'm sorry, most of them are annoying, just begging and needing this. Finally get what you want, and I'm hoping you are happy with this as well. Customize your avatar to your liking and become one of the adventurers who lives Aincrad. Map various locations such as beautiful grassland and dungeons towns where unknown enemies lurk, and capture the unknown Aincrad with your friends. Now friends as in like probably the in-game NPC, not like actual friends, because I don't know if this has multiplayer. If it has, it'll be very good. It'll be very fun. So of course if anyone plays it, but I don't know. But yeah, take the sword in order to survive. A real-time action. Basically this game is more action RPG. I mean, of course the previous games are like that as well, but from what I can see from the gameplay, it is slightly more on the Code Vein looking side. Like I'm not saying it's Souls-like, but it is. I like to compare it to Code Vein. It feels like Code Vein, so it looks like it feels like Code Vein, so that's what I'm wanna say it. Code Vein 2 at least. The implemented death game mode, this is the most coolest thing I think that the game finally offers you. Basically, if you choose the death game mode, if you die, you lose the save. This is not the first time in the gaming history that this have ever happened, but this is the first time in the SAO game series to happen. I think I can't remember. Maybe back then it happened as well, but I don't remember. But yeah, I'm so glad they implemented this. It is really cool. But of course, the dev game mode is, I think, locked behind a paywall if you wanna do it immediately, or maybe you have either it's locked behind paywall or you can get it once you finish the game. That I don't really know. These are the characters. Let's just look around. This is the protagonist, the main character in the virtual world that has become a death game. You choose to leave from the city of beginning and fight in order to live. Customize your character, yada yada yada. So this is the main character basically, and this will probably be the canon look as well. So if there's ever a pre-rendered cutscene or something like that, expect this kind of look. Whether it's the male version or the female version, we don't know yet. So yeah. And then we have Inori. Inori is a survivor as well. I think this was on the Japanese side of the trailer. It's basically a solo gamer with one-handed sword who taught the basic of SAO to beginner protagonist who is a beta test. So she was a beta tester as well. Then I'm assuming you guys know who Argo is. Of course you know who Kirito is and who Asuna is. The designs look really cool, I cannot lie, and I'm sure they're gonna reveal more soon, like reveal more characters soon. So just stay put. I will probably talk about it as well. So yeah, so this is the products. The regular version is pretty pricey. I mean, nowadays games are pricey. Steam is an open price. Echoes of Aincrad download, and that is it. Alright, that's all we get, the game. And then if you guys go ahead and buy the Ultimate Edition, which is actually no, the Deluxe Edition. Let's go from right to left. You get Echoes of Aincrad and Death Game Mode. So it is technically hide behind game like paywall, but I don't know if it is if you can unlock it once you finish the game. You get an expansion pack, an expansion DLC, and start dash item set. Specifically, we do not know what it is yet, but one thing for sure, we get an additional stuff there. Alright, for the Ultimate Edition, it has the same thing as the Deluxe Edition, plus the Ultimate Upgrade Pack, which have the additional armor set, Hibitsu no butterflies, and the shoes. And then, of course, you get the Unanswered Butterfly. Now, we're gonna talk more about that later. And then you have the Premium Edition, which is only for PS5, which you get the special book, the special edition of the version, the visual book, the game soundtrack set of 3, Unanswered Butterfly special box, 1 Blu-ray and 2 soundtracks, Beat to Clove. This is basically for the hardcore fan, and if I have the money, I would I would buy that, to be honest. So, and the specs so far we do not know, but one thing for sure that we know is that it's made by Unreal Engine 5, and it can be a little bit needy in the future. For like your specs and all that, so you might want to prepare. But then again, this seems like not. This does seem like a very lighter side of the game. But then again, you know how Optimize works for Unreal Engine 5, and it can be a bit janky. So this is the comparison, of course. The PS5, Xbox, and Steam. They have the minimum resolution for Steam, and then HDR compatible. None of them have it. Online support, offline only. So that is the answer. No online mode, which is kind of sad. Maximum of 60 FPS only, or I mean, they didn't say only, but maybe it can go higher. I don't know. Maximum unlimited. Okay, so basically only 60 FPS for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Honestly, the bare minimum they could do. If it's 30, it is crime. Maximum unlimited version depends on the customer's PC specifications and all that. Number of save data is only 3, and auto save function is available. So you can make 3 saves, therefore you can make 3 characters and all that. You can make 3 walkthroughs. Supported language, well, there's a lot, even Indonesian. Wow, that is actually kind of rare. And for the audio is Japanese and English. This is the first ever time for an SAO game to have an English dub. Of course, not counting like collaboration like Tales of Arise and all that. So yeah, they're definitely pushing it so much forward here. And let's talk about the Unanswered Butterfly. So what is this? This is the biggest one that I really like personally. The Wings. For whom? The world's first full dive VR MMO, sorta online, yada yada yada. Emirun and Rex, I think that's his name, who knew each other in the real world, happened to meet again. The two go to the map research team and learn how to survive in the SAO world. However, one day they encounter a mysterious PK or player called the Black Swordsman. Emirun, who rushed in, saw Rex, who was hanging out without power, and the Black Swordsman overlooking it. The all-out of the investigation team was the Black Swordsman. Emirun and Rex meet Asuna, a genius swordsman, and begin special training to defeat the enemies of their friends in the death game where even humans fight each other. What is the new beginning they arrived at? So what I'm getting is basically Emirun and Rex, that's his name. Emirun and Rex plays SAO. They went to the research team, and suddenly the research team are wiped out by someone who's called Black Swordsman. And in the series itself, you guys probably know, Black Swordsman is always targeted towards Kirito, right? So basically here, Kirito is depicted as an antagonist, which I think is really interesting. Because in a way, in the whole SAO series, we see Kirito's perspective, so we see him as a protagonist. But what do we see from other people's protagonists? Other people's perspective that basically sees Kirito as a beater. Well, he was called that back in the day, and in here, he is the antagonist. Asuna is the one who trains the two of them, and probably will have a conflict in the middle of it, thinking that Kirito kills them. But maybe there's someone else who's called the Black Swordsman as well. Maybe the Laughing Coffin uses his name to frame him. Who knows? We do not know yet. So, an Unanswered Butterfly is on the Ultimate Edition, Premium Edition, and the Premium Edition Dengeki Special Pack. So if you buy the Unlimited or the Premium, you get it. And also only the download version for the Ultimate Edition. So if you buy it on PS5, I think you can watch it in the PS5, but you have to download the movie. So a new character focused on these two, and maybe Asuna as well. And the singer is, well, this one. The song is really nice. It is actually made from one of the band members, or maybe the band itself, from girls band Cry. really cool, really cool. So yeah, so far that is for this page. There's a little bit more that I want to discuss. So the premium edition, it is slightly higher, and if you want to get the movie, it's on the ultimate edition. Yeah, the ultimate edition, you download the movie itself, and not in the deluxe. So it's, if you wanted, you might want to pay a little bit expensive, or maybe just wait in a streaming site or something. So yeah, let's go to the site from Bandai here. The game is developed by Game Studio. If you do not know, Game Studio made games like okay, this is Game Studio Inc. It is on the Steam version. I do not know in PS5. Maybe it's a little bit different. Maybe they have their own games there. He made Sinduality, Echo of Ada. Well, basically the more I feel like there's gonna be more in like the PlayStation itself, or maybe it's being restricted here, I don't know. But people are worried because this is not a good game at all. And at this time, the Echoes of Aincrad was developed 7 years ago. Basically, it has been on the 7 years time. That means it started in 2021, around 2021 or 19. So basically, at that time, they were making more than 3 games, and people are worried because they might think Echoes of Aincrad will get a little bit of an impact as well. But I would like to believe that it might be wrong. I want to hope it's good. So yeah, and then again, it's Bandai Namco, so let's hope for the best for them, you know. It's releasing on July 10, anime JRPG. The model looks really nice, by the way. I like how it looks. Pre-order. If you pre-order, you get the weapon pack and all, and then this is the same. And this is if you want to buy it on Bandai Namco itself. And then I want to talk a little bit more about the gameplay. The gameplay is really, really interesting because, like, when I say it's more of a Code Vein 2 like, if you can see here, you can understand me, right? I'm pretty sure the mechanics itself is different. This is from IGN, by the way. And yeah, the world is different. What's it called? The Town of Beginnings is also really different in the middle. I'm glad that it's not one-to-one with the anime or something like that, because it's pretty plain or pretty like flat in the anime of how the town looks. They could go creative here because it's a game and all that, and I'm sure it works well here, and it looks really nice. This is the best looking SAO game so far, of course due to Unreal Engine 5 as well, but again, we do not know how far the Unreal 5 can go. Okay, so the weapons are, as you can see, there is sword, there's the rapier, there's a dagger, there's a mace, there's a claymore, and a hammer. So one thing here that I want to say, if you guys are begging for a dual sword, sorry, that is never gonna happen. I think in order for a dual sword to happen is if somehow at some time the game makes you play as Kirito for like a short mission or something, because this dual sword is a unique skill and a unique weapon that is only bestowed to one person with the highest reflection, not reflection, like the highest what do you call it, the highest reaction time, the fastest one as well. And Kirito did mention in the anime, if Yuki, the character from season 2, if she was to play SAO, she would be the one who has the dual sword, because she was a lot faster and reacted a lot faster than Kirito himself. So technically, the sword, that's the dual sword, is only bestowed to one person only. So if they're following the lore, then the dual sword will not be in the game at all. Okay, so one thing they actually make a little bit difference here, and is very cool, this growth system, where you can increase your vitality, your mind, your endurance, your strength, your dexterity, your agility, and your intelligence for some reason. And this is interesting because this feels more like an RPG now, you know, like you get to increase this, and of course you can reset it as well with like amount of coal. And I think it's really a good way to make the games a lot more interesting, and that means you can make builds for Claymore, builds for maybe a rapier and all that. This opens up a big like playable content here, and I think it's amazing. Okay, a little bit of the gameplay here. We see our basic the health here, and I think this is magic. I don't know what that is. A mana, a stamina, I don't know. This is Iori. This is the teammate in combat 3. I don't know what these are. This is the map. The map is the most SAO map ever. It looks kind of outdated, but then again, I like it because they're trying to follow what SAO maps looks like. Because when I look at the map when it was open, it reminds me of like the old Hollow Realization game. No, not the well, basically the old gamers as well, which I forgot which one specifically. So there is guard, there is action shift. Now what is action shift is pretty like, I don't know, we still don't know what it is yet. Maybe it's a skill button. So there's healing, there's probably mana as well, mana increase and whatever these items are. And then in the right side there is standard attack and heavy attack. And would you look at that, it is R1 and R2. It is not square and triangle to play it, and I don't mind that, to be honest. So the square, triangle, circle and X are gonna be used for skills or maybe tactical strategy stuff. For example, this one, triangle, is probably the switch button, and the square is gonna be, I don't know, maybe another skill button. This is the time where it was blinded, and it's really cool. And I kind of hope, I know this is like a nitpicky, if you're blinded, I don't want to see the HP, because that kills the whole point. That means we can technically still make up where they are. The open world looks nice. They're gonna be covering 2 floors only in this game, and when they say they only cover 2 floors in this game, I'm starting to think they're gonna make an expansion pack of the next floors, or maybe a new game. But I would prefer an expansion pack, because if it's a new game, it's gonna be way too much. Expansion pack works. So yeah, I hope they are doing that. So there's a little bit of a boss fight here as well. They are covered with like an area you cannot leave as well. Yeah, it is mostly a skill button on for the button prompts here. The R1 and R2 are just the attack button. Maybe you can get used to it in like Elden Ring or something. This means one thing as well: the game cannot jump. Then the character can't jump, which is a little bit of a bummer, to be honest. But you know, it's fine. And this is Iori in an action there, healing. And yeah, it is a stamina bar. The middle part here is a stamina bar. Maybe this one is the MP bar. So there's a little bit more boss fight. There's actually skills here we can finally see, and I think that is the action shift. You hold the action shift, and then you can choose which of the skills you want to use. And that's, I think, the functionality of action shift. This plays like Code Vein 1, actually, I think. But that's just it then for today's What Do We Know? As for Echoes of Aincrad, as for now, have a lot of hope for this. It looks amazing. So far, this is the best looking Sora Online game ever. Like even the Fraction Daydream achieved that spot already. It is already uppered by this, or by Echoes of Aincrad. So I'm really hoping the gameplay is good, the features are great, story will be amazing as well. The optimization, basically so many hopes. The game will be releasing in July 9th of 2026 or July 10th for Steam. And yeah, just wait for a couple more months, a few days before my holidays. Well, so Bandai Namco, if you're watching this, please give me a review copy or something. I want it. So I don't think that's the case. I'm way too small for it, but I don't know, maybe. Hey, but yeah, that's just it then for today's video. I'll be reviewing more if there's more update, more news coming out. As of now, this is what we know. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.